This was the moment an ex-convict's 4-year petty revenge plan came to its deadly conclusion. Chatting to a friend outside the gym after a hard workout, Lenny's last words were, "Who's that in a mask?" followed by, "Don't shoot." Lenny Scott worked as a prison officer in Liverpool at HMP Alt Course, and on the 26th of March 2020, conducted a routine cell search of inmate Elias Morgan. During the search, he found a phone, and after seizing it, he discovered that it contained information about a sexual relationship the prisoner was having with a female officer also working at the prison. The convict knew that this could mean serious trouble for both himself and the officer he was having an affair with, and so offered Lenny £1,500 to dispose of the phone and forget what he saw. Lenny thought of his 3 children at home. £1,500 could have paid for a family holiday, maybe fixed the car that had been giving him trouble. But he looked at the phone in his hands and knew he couldn't live with himself if he took that money, instead choosing to protect his professional integrity and reject the money. Elias's face changed completely. The fake friendliness vanished, replaced by cold hatred. "I'll bide my time," he said, his voice dropping to a whisper. "But I'll get you." The gun gesture that followed sent a chill down Lenny's spine that he'd carry for months. These weren't just empty threats. That same month, Elias would send crooks to stalk Lenny and his family, leading Lenny to make this harrowing phone call to police.
Hello, may I please?
I'm an officer at HMP Alt Course. I've just been informed that there's been a car set outside my house all weekend by a prisoner, and I believe it's there at the moment.
Is there anyone at home who can confirm it?
Confirm which? Sorry.
That the car's outside.
Well, they're not aware because I don't really want to alarm them because it's
You're going to have to get someone to look out to see if there's a car.
Okay, well, they're not going to sit directly outside it because it's a prisoner threatening my family.
Right, okay, so what's your name, please?
Lenny Scott.
Is that Lenny Scott?
Yeah.
Lenny, what's your date of birth, love?
15th of the 10th, 1990.
And who's made the threat?
Elias Morgan. He's described my family and me to a T, described my house. He said he's had them there just ready for because it's over. I've nicked them for a phone.
Ah, right.
And
okay.
he's until I drop there, he said to stay in there, and they're just going to constantly be around my house and.
Right. Okay.
Just in fear for my family's life. That's all.
Okay. And has he described the vehicle at all?
No, he hasn't. He said he's got lads everywhere, so he says he's described my vehicle and he's described my house and what my girlfriend and twin boys look like.
Is there any way that, like, he's excuse my French, but is he chatting over this?
No, I believe this is real. Yeah, it's too specific because my twins, they're twins, but they've got different colour hair.
Yeah.
So it's just a bit, he's got everything to a T. He knows, he's described me everything. Yeah, an iPhone he had. So, and he reckons it's going to incriminate him, so that's why he's going to these lengths.
Right. When was this?
That was Friday. He said he's had people sat outside all weekend.
Has anyone reported anything to you, like your family, or have you noticed anyone?
Recently a couple over the road, I believe they're dealing anyway,
right.
Has moved in, so I've just assumed any car that was there or hovering was to do with them.
So he's described your house, yeah?
Yeah, my vehicle.
Are your family at home at the moment?
Yeah. I don't know what's best, whether to tell her or... Sorry if you think I'm wasting time.
No, you really not.
Yeah.
So at home is it your partner or your wife?
Wife. No, partner.
What's her name, please?
Lucy Griffiths.
And kids, the twins? Is it just the twins?
Yeah.
And is this your mobile? No, it's not.
I've rang from the jail, sorry.
Do you know what? I'd be tempted just to carry on so they don't see you going home. Is there any chance you can then get your girlfriend to meet with you? Does she drive?
She doesn't drive, no.
She doesn't drive? All right.
No.
Okay. In that case, you would have to go home, wouldn't you? You can't.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not, personally, it's not, I can deal with whatever, I'm fine with that, it's them.
Is he from Merseyside?
Yeah, I think Speak.
As soon as the next available car will get deployed, we'll ask them to ring you rather than have a patrol and go to your house.
Yeah.
Because obviously we don't know how you're going to play with your missus, and also we don't want to alert them. Like you've contacted us. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, love. It's log 217, like I said. If you just try and bear with us on that, and we'll get the next available patrol to make contact with yourself.
Thanks very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care now.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye, love.
Lenny's children started asking why Daddy kept checking the windows at night, why he walked his family to school now instead of letting them go alone. His wife noticed how he'd tense up every time the doorbell rang. After these events, Lenny became disillusioned with the prison service and said to his father that he was sick of being used as a battering ram and that no one was backing him up. Due to this, his effort at work slipped and he was eventually dismissed in 2021. He later found a good work-life balance working in a warehouse, spending his time between his job, his family, and a gym called the State of Flow. 3 years later, Lenny assumed his nightmare was over. He'd moved on and found peace. But Elias hadn't forgotten. By now, he'd been released from prison, and it was time for revenge. It was the State of Flow gym that Elias would scout and decide to enact his sickening plot of petty revenge. Elias planned his escape ahead of time, hiding an e-bike inside a van and recruiting his friend to hide it around the corner from the gym. The 8th of February 2024 was just another chilly winter day for Lenny, but sadly it would end in tragedy. That afternoon, he received a call from his son's school that he needed to be picked up because he was poorly. He collected his son, took him to see his grandma, and stopped off at McDonald's before taking him home back to his ex-partner's house. The evening frost came and he went for his usual gym workout at around 5 p.m. Whilst inside, Elias would reach the gym 40 minutes later, and after seeing Lenny's black BMW, hid in the car park and nervously awaited his victim's exit. Lenny didn't exit at his normal time as he decided to stay on and do some extra Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu training. This nearly put Elias off, but an hour later, his target walked out of the front door. Elias honed in on Lenny. Wearing a high-vis jumper and a black face mask, he used cars as cover until he reached his victim. Lenny was laughing with his training partner, still buzzing from a good session. For a moment, he felt genuinely happy, the kind of simple contentment that comes after exercise and friendship. He had no idea he was living his final seconds of peace. His last words were, "Who's that in a mask?" "Don't shoot." Elias fired 6 shots, including 1 to the head, before making his escape on his electric bike. 2 ex-combat medics that trained with Lenny treated him on scene, but knew the chances of survival were slim. Undeterred, they continued CPR until paramedics arrived.
He went to the gym. He phoned me. When he got to the gym, he was just asking me a question, and that was the last time I spoke to him. I knew maybe it was about an hour after he was expected home. He was a creature of habit, so he had type 1 diabetes, so he had to eat regular, use his insulin, and I thought it was odd. I tried ringing him, texting him. He obviously didn't answer, and I rang the police after a few hours, thinking I was just being a worrier, but I just asked for some advice. But I rang Merseyside Police, not realising that the gym actually sits within Lancashire Police, and they said nothing had happened to ring round hospital. So, which I did, but I only rang the local hospital again. I'd never thought to ring Aintree. So I went out looking for him, but got a bit lost, didn't find the gym. Come home, and by that time I knew something had happened, but I assumed he had had an accident or something about his diabetes. So I was just waiting then for news.
And when you kind of got the knock on the door from the police officers, I can't even imagine how that must have been, kind of hearing that news.
Yeah, something I'll never forget. I think after I'd been out looking for him, I stayed up because I knew that something had happened. Not what had happened, and I would never have thought along those lines, but I think just seeing the police outside, I just knew. So I think it's just anything anybody dreads, isn't it? That just opening that door, that you know you're going to be told something that is going to change your life.
Elias successfully made his escape, and over the coming days would dispose of his phone, the van and the electric bike, none of which were ever recovered. The same thing couldn't be said about his car. A Mercedes GLC was found abandoned with false plates on. Inside they found Lenny's blood behind a removed control panel, and a single bullet particle was found on the driver's door pocket. Through vehicle identification numbers, it was discovered to belong to Elias Morgan. Elias evaded capture for 2 weeks, but with the net closing in, handed himself in to police. He booked a taxi from the hotel he was hiding at and took a 35-mile journey to the police station. The trial lasted for 9 weeks, and on the 28th of August, 2025, Elias Morgan was convicted for the murder of Lenny Scott and sentenced to life in prison with a minimum term of 30 years. 30 years minimum for 30 seconds of violence. That's all it took for Elias to throw away his freedom and destroy multiple families over a grudge that should have died in that prison cell. But no sentence could bring back the father who would never see his children grow up, never walk his daughter down the aisle, never become the grandfather he'd dreamed of being. Lenny Scott spent his final years trying to build a peaceful life, working honestly, staying fit, being a good father. He'd escaped the violence of prison work only to have it follow him to a gym car park on a cold February night. The man who wouldn't take a bribe to stay quiet was silenced forever by the very corruption he'd tried to expose. A family was destroyed over £1,500 and wounded pride. But Lenny Scott's legacy isn't just in the lives he touched. It's in the proof that some people will never compromise their principles, no matter the cost.